Hi there, Kath Gammack, rig market analyst with Westwood Global Energy, here with a quick recap on some of the offshore rig market highlights during the period 8th up until the 14th of February. A new contract for a jackup off Angola and an exercised option for Transocean off Norway has been announced in the past week. Selective Marine Services jackup SMS ESA has been awarded a multi-year contract with Etu Energias for operations offshore Angola. The rig is currently working for ADNOC, operating off the United Arab Emirates under a deal that will finish up soon, as the national oil company opted not to exercise the remaining 1 year under the contract. Equinor exercised a 3-well extension with mid-water semi-sub Transocean Enabler at a day rate of $428,000 for continued work off Norway. The firm term of the parent contract is now expected to finish in September of 2026, with the exercised option to keep the rig working into February of 2027. Equinor still has options for 5 more wells that could see her working for Equinor into July of 2027, if all are exercised. Drilling activities in the past week saw the Norwegian Offshore Directorate grant Equinor a drilling permit for well 7220/7-CD-1H offshore Norway in the Barents Sea. Drilling will be carried out by harsh environment mid-water semi-sub Transocean Enabler. The rig is currently drilling well 7120/7-K-4H in the Snovit field in the Barents Sea as part of the Askalad West project. Shelf drilling jackup Trident 12 is scheduled to complete its current contract with ONGC offshore India in late February or March of 2025. Shelf does not yet have any follow-on work in place for the unit, which has been operating for the Indian National Oil Company on and off since 2003. Vantage Drilling has entered into a marketing agreement with Eldorado Drilling to market its 7th gen ultra-deepwater drillship, Dorado, for opportunities in various locations in Africa, the Mediterranean, Asia and Australasia. The Dorado, a Samsung Heavy Industries S12000 drillship, is stacked in Labuan, Malaysia. Petrobras has spudded a new development well in the Barracuda field in the Campos Basin off Brazil. Ultra-deepwater drillship Valaris DS-8 spudded the 7-BR-86DA-RJS well on the 3rd of February in 3,015 feet of water. Valaris DS-8 is under contract to Petrobras until December of 2026. Further to the 25th of October 2024 RigLogix update on Woodside's 3-year Treon drilling program off Mexico, Transocean has now assigned ultra-deepwater drillship Deepwater Thalassa to the project with a start date in March of 2026. Initially, and as reported in July of 2023, Transocean had a pool of 3 rigs from which to select a unit for this campaign, with the final selection to be made no later than 1 year prior to the earliest start date in the commencement window. At the time, the window was 4Q 2025 to 2nd Q of 2026. By July 2024, RigLogix reported that the commencement window had been adjusted to February to September of 2026, and that the rig pool had been expanded to 5 units. Deepwater Thalassa is currently in the US Gulf of Mexico working for Shell under a contract that runs into February of 2026. Shell has been working with the rig since July of 2016. Midwater semi-sub Well-Safe Defender will remain at Invergordon, Scotland until around the middle of March. It is understood that the rig is carrying out regular maintenance while waiting for her contract with CNOC to commence. The rig has been hired by the operator to plug and abandon 2 subsea wells, with a duration of around 75 days at the Rochelle field in the UK Central North Sea. 2 options exist under the contract for further P&A activities of another 5 subsea wells. The first option is for a further 2 subsea wells, and the second option is for 3 more subsea wells. However, this option is not expected to commence until sometime in 2026. Should the first option be exercised to commence in direct continuation, the rig will be busy into the third quarter of 2025. Santos announced on the 13th of February that it has commenced production from the Halyard 2 infill well, located in the Greater East Spar field within Commonwealth waters under production licenses WA-13-L and WA-14-L. Both licenses are situated in the Carnarvon Basin, Western Australia. The well was previously drilled by Noble deepwater semi-sub Ocean Apex in November of 2024. The well is 6 weeks ahead of schedule and will supply an additional 65 mmscf per day of gas to Varanus Island, converting approximately 9 mmboe of sales gas and condensate into 2p proven and probable reserves. And finally, further to the RigLogix report from 23rd of July last year regarding Ventura Offshore's acquisition of ultra-deepwater semi-sub SSV Katerina from UMAS 1. As part of the acquisition agreement, UMAS 1 was expected to receive 17.5% of the free cash flow generated by the rig for 5 years, starting from the ENI Indonesia contract that commenced on the 17th of August last year. Ventura and UMAS 1 have now reached a settlement whereby Ventura has agreed to pay a lump sum of $8 million as full and final settlement of any and all earnings under the profit split since the start of the ENI contract. The 17.5% profit split and all amounts outstanding in relation to the final accounts and working capital of the rig in connection with its acquisition, which was completed in July of 2024. SSV Katerina is currently on a well-based contract with ENI, the firm portion of which is expected to run into the fourth quarter this year. ENI also has options for 5 more fixed-priced wells, 4 in Indonesia and 1 in Vietnam. That's it for this week. Many thanks for listening. Hope you found this of interest. If you'd like more information on RigLogix, please visit our website www.westwoodenergy.com.